sometimes. But the advantage might not be enough there. But anyway, with the Ember Spirit pickup, I think the Clinks might actually go Orchid. I don't think that was the plan originally. I think that the plan originally would probably have been to go for Desolator. We look at these lane situations, and I'm starting to think that maybe they are putting the Lich mid with the Spectre. And this might be one of the rare times that you see Teehee go to the safe lane, actually.
Oh, that's actually pretty good because thing I like to point out is that Spec mid, Miracle has played a couple of times where what he does, level 1 in the dagger, he maxes Dispersion and Desolate with just level value point in your haunt, putting more points into stats, so makes you really tanky, and at the same time, like, it means that your Spec all too greedy because he's not gonna be relying on so much on this. Gonna go for like Vanguard, do maybe a Blade Mail, go running into your face, and the Dispersion pretty much and the Blade Mail will kill one off by itself. It's just one of the things, possibilities lying out there.
Or if this is the way they ran it, Kyo could have a really horrible time, because not just Lich denying creeps mid, if he just boots first, can roam into the lane, Nature's Prophet will get teleport, can TP into the lane, and Kyo could for the third game in a row be put under a lot of pressure this game, and it's going to be on Dupu to protect him as usual. They're trying to find the sentry ward, but have not succeeded in doing so.
This is a good ward, it blocks the camp as well. And okay, so the rune's gonna go to, oh, he almost steals it, but it's gonna be a 1-for-1. Should probably, yeah, okay, he's gonna let it away. So for now, yeah, it's gonna be Lich and mid, something we didn't really mention. But this top lane Avenge and Clinks also is gonna be very strong, seeing as Febby, you know, very low. If not for this ring of protection, no base armor at all, and very squishy hero. Doom is probably gonna just jungle a bit. Really can it doesn't block.
They placed the second sentry to counter
okay.
the sentries. There's actually so many. Look how many sentries they placed. They placed 3 sentry wards,
yeah.
MVP, and eventually they unblocked the camp.
Let's just support economy out the window.
Yeah, well at the same time, I mean, TNC supports invested a lot of money into wards and the like early on. I'm curious to see when the first attempt on Kuro's life comes, because I think it will come reasonably early. I wonder even, this Nature's Prophet could even snipe the courier, seeing it at the middle lane, he's got the teleport if he wanted to go for it, but...
Does he have a TP? He does not, so if he goes it's a one-way trip, he's probably gonna die there. Alright, so top lane still very even. Now the Quip is really pushed in very hard, so Teehee gonna have a bit of basic farm here. But last hits, he's slowly coming very even, but the Spectre is actually the absolute free farm, or almost absolute free farm. 6 and 2, it's hard to really play against this.
Yep. I mean, Lich dual lanes. Look at this Lich. He hasn't even taken his Nova. He just went sacrifice into ice armor, just like protect the Spectre, make it not worth the while of Cure to harass that Spectre. And that's gonna give him that free farm most of the time.
So laning wise, it's still pretty evened out. Although last hits, Embers starting to get those last hits up, climbing up top of the network now, or yeah, top of the last hit chart. Sorry. Middle lane. I mean, yeah, you pointed out that no frost, hard to get solo kills here. So I mean, just hard to get kills in general. He is just waiting. I think Bench might rotate in, and that's where they jump the top lane onto Teehee. I was hoping that the middle lane like jump QO.
Yeah, it's a very early dust. Well, the Venge is trying to gank mid, but there's a ward that scouted out the Vengeful Spirit, so Cure should know. Even if they dive him, he should see this coming.
TPs, Dubu doesn't, neither does Febby. So actually if they dive, it wouldn't be that bad because there's no cover and they will go for it.
They're
anyways.
gonna kill him.
Yeah, this is one dead QO as Ayo will clean him off with the Frost Blast just coming play. So they were just waiting for that level 3. And I think QO support's probably blaming him there, so we gave.
Yeah, it's a mistake. Like, it was pinged out, there was a ward, they knew the Vengeance there, it's just simply a mistake, but there's another attempt on
again. I think we have the dust at the ready. Probably not gonna run away here, dude. Trying to get out, but Febby, Sunray, level 2, so much work, and actually, transfers the aggro just in the nick of time. Gets away with 43 HP.
Yeah, I don't know. It almost looked like he didn't want to use the Windwalk because it's just gonna get dusty. He's gonna go even slower. They could have forced him to pop it at least. But this is actually one reason why I think they prefer to run the Clinks in the mid lane, because Clinks is a hero, even though it's known for dominating off laners, when you put pressure on it in the safe lane, they actually can struggle a lot. It's not easy to put the same kind of pressure on the mid lane, and the hero needs to have that early start. You know, it wants to get early level 6, wants to get early trades and get involved, and doesn't really want to come from behind so much. So I think it's good by MVP to recognize that they can put pressure this way, and you know, it's either gonna be the Clinks or the Spectre that they're pressuring, and either way it's a pretty good win for them.
Just looking and paying a bit more attention to the middle lane. I like what they're doing, because AO, just by denying all these, denying like denying so much EXP dual lane, they have higher EXP and levels compared to the Invoker. That's by sharing the lane, so you can tell they're really far ahead. And the Doom actually they'll kill me off again at they kill Winty at the top lane. Here comes Sam H, where's the Sprout? This haste rune very quick.
It's got a tango.
Slowing him down is still pretty good anyways. Probably look for the deny, I think, but not gonna get it. He will get a bit of comeback bomb from that kill. And Sam H actually still going for this, and he can just run Febby down. Get the kill! Angle maybe, this ice armor doing a lot of work, gets out 20 HP.
Is he gonna suicide? He's gonna buy it. Oh, he doesn't have. Okay. He was like trying to decide what to spend his gold on before he suicided, just to get rid of all of his gold.
It's like one of the most awkward suicides ever. Okay, he's gonna use that
to the Ancients.
He dies to the Ancients.
Yeah.
So maximum efficient. Realize save the mana. Easy creeps. The G smoked up, probably looking for a flank around again onto Q. May just go to the bottom lane if he tries? Nah, he just wants to put a ward there. He's gonna hit the middle lane again. Hero is really very exposed. He may actually be going for that Aquila build we've been seeing often on.
Yep, I think it's definitely possible. Well.
G.
Winter G is trying to come in.
It's
still
nighttime.
no Ghost Walk, so they can definitely kill.
But,
yeah, this should be a kill.
He's dead, and here comes Sam H joining the party, blocking up all escape. No escape at all. And he'll die again. So Hugo died already. It's like 0-2. Buff-wise, he's so poor. He's in the bottom half. But then again, you know, I'm pretty sure he's used to jumps by now because he's always behind.
Yeah, well, every game in this series, he's had a lot of pressure on him. He's struggling. In this game in particular, I feel like he could have avoided that first death. The second one was a lot more difficult for him to avoid. He had no information about it, and heroes coming in from every side.
Digi looking for stun. Coconut's gonna land to Sam H. Don't have a Sunstrike, and QO he's just for 2 point pass, 2 points exort. But Invoker will actually get the deny.
Alright, so that's pretty big. Like, economic advantage, you know, deny the half of the gold from the last of the tower, but it's not the end of the world. It's still the geographical advantage of having their tier 1 down. At the top lane, Doom wants to use his ulti on this Clinks, and he's gonna probably get it.
Oh, the dust popped. Well, he has to, he needs to, he really has to, and the Sunray's gonna come out. He's thinking about not using it. Sunstrike gonna clean him off. Q. The Web's still alive, but will go down to the Nature's Prophet. Double damage on as the dive away from Febby will save his life.
Yeah, so, I mean, this is the Cure is being shut down, but Teehee is being shut down much more, I think. This Clinks is like so far from level 6 still, and just really needs to get that ulti online to become more relevant in the game.
I guess you're talking about who has the slight edge. It would be the Clinks, because, you know, being in this net worth, he's barely ahead. And right now, it's the problem, I would say, will remember, because he's close to BOTs. No one is touching him at all.
Yeah, Ember's doing well. I mean, each team has 2 cores.
Yes, they do! Commits all his remnants and he gets there, and his B. This will be his boost of travel completed as Winter G TPing in. Well, bit of a risky spot as Febby diving in for the.
It's the 4th death for Teehee, and it's from bad to worse. Like, honestly, I've watched him play Clinks so many times, and like I was saying before, I'm used to seeing him making first blood.
Yeah, on Winter G, they're going straight for MP. They realize he's very low in mana, no remnants at the same time. So this could be the kill, but Doom will get the kill on the list top lane. They're still going for this. The Sunray keeping him alive. Raven needs one more click. Actually, maybe not. And Nature's Prophet will be the one off. Those Phase was doing work, and they'll go in Dubu, who has no mana. Mana depleted. Witch Doctor, no way to do the restoration up, and they will chase for this as the Forge Spirit coming here for the block. Not gonna. And Dubu actually gonna die here to the earn charge and expect 2 more earn charges for the 2 being used. Sam is looking for him, not gonna find him.
Yeah, so the way I see it, there's 2 cores doing really well on both teams. The Nature's Prophet and the Spectre, and the Doom and the Ember Spirit. Now, the Invoker and the Klink's the one struggling, but I think that it's a bigger deal for Klinks to be struggling than Invoker because Kyo's gonna eventually just get a Midas and pull his way back into the game, and T needs to be in the game by being able to threaten and make kills, and for that he needs level 6. I mean, he's literally level 5 Klinks now farming jungle to try and get to his level 6 because he just doesn't know where to go. He just doesn't know how to find that level 6, and I'm concerned for TNC that they need to find a way to get T into the game in a meaningful sense.
Game is just tough right now for T. And actually wait, the ninja the ancients down so that he can finally get his level 6. Got Lich, well, max down his sacrifice. Well, we're gonna have mana issues then. But Fabi and Dubu, they're smoked up. They have the dust if necessary. They want. Oh wait, they messed 2 wards down. And they're just gonna go straight to the top lane.
That's a rare kind of mistake to see from this team. Normally very much on the same page. I wonder if they spoke about it, or if just no one said anything and they both had the same idea.
Somewhere out there, he's just like, Paboya! And man, MVP. I know this game still feels very, very even. You know, you got a top T1 for mid T1. MP, however, having a ball of a time. His net worth has fallen behind your Doom as he not too long ago. Just, you know, gets the chainmail, so probably could be a mech on the way.
Yeah, it's very likely going to be a mech, and Invoker's getting pretty close to Midas. Ember's got travels. Your Spectre and your Nature's Prophet again doing well, but come back to the Klinks, and he's got his level 6 now, so can be eating creeps, can be getting involved, and maybe this is them trying to defend their tower. Actually, our Spectre can haunt it, Nature's Prophet can CP, and this TNC will take a fight here, I think.
Probably, I mean, the boards scouted out Teehee. They get the courier, already he spots it. Wait, he picks up the bounty first. Baby's gonna back off, so I think he's gonna try for it. Oh, he gets the uphill miss, maybe? No, it's gonna go down, so...
He used strafe. How tech is that? If he didn't use strafe, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't get 2 hits off in time. He actually strafed to kill the courier. That's amazing.
Deadly. Okay, now you look at TNC. Ayo is smoked up. Do we have anyone else behind? The haunt hasn't been used yet. It looks like they will go to the bottom lane. They're gonna just go Febby, who has a supernova, but even still, if they kill him off, you know, level 1 egg, very easy to kill between ports. They're going for
Doom
this.
at the top.
Does he get... Wait, yeah, it's a half a duration, he's gonna be fine. But bottom lane, I think that's where the action's gonna be at next. Look for the haunt. Ready, and there we go, Remnants, push back, they will go for Winter G, who were the series up. Raven is actually going straight for QO, and Invoker's gonna be die again. It's really Chain Frost maybe, we need a bit more help. MP, Winter G buys back. Oh, that's a rage crit, the rage buyback. And he's gonna stuff something in, trying for, he's not gonna, Forb is just too tanky, and everyone else is just ignoring him right now. Forge Spirit's doing a lot of work, he's gonna get burned down by the Doom Inferno Blade, and now he's gonna turn around Ayo. 2, and the Forge Spirit's gonna finish him off, and Strafe, plus the Searing Arrows. Burn forever, burn, just so tanky. Teen armor, there's no way that T kills him, and these Forge Spirits are just being left to walk
on the other side of the fight. Look at the dive from Spectre and Vengeful Spirits, not getting turned around on.
QO, I think he gets it. Let's see the snap, yes he will. Forge Spirit's gonna kill up Winter G, so he gets a freebie there, and this will be a dieback on Winter G. Out of the pick 9, and 1002 goal swing MVP.
I gotta say, this is a fight that TNC have just taken really badly. They were poorly coordinated and fighting different people at cross purposes. Part of it's because their Klinks is just not strong enough, and the Venge dies at the beginning without even getting stun off. I think that's why he bought back, because he just kept getting perma disabled. First he was like chained, then he was cold snapped, and like Doom attacked him with that mini stun, and he just couldn't get his stun off even. So I mean, it doesn't cost him that much early on to buy back, but they all like half of TNC just chase all the way across here while the Doom is still fighting the other people over here, and I just think that's, I don't know, there's something kind of panicked about the way that they're approaching the fight. There's something, it's not properly coordinated, they're not making great decisions about what they want to do, they're just kind of like going, and I think they definitely lose out in their lack of organization in that fight.
That's true, and I mean at the same time, So, you know, he is starting to sort of build himself up. Midas, he's always going to back into this. MP has been left to just do his own thing. They didn't kill him at all. And yeah, MVP, I mean, they agreed. Paying off as TNT aren't able to push this. Clinks hasn't really come online. They are smoked up. Maybe they try for the Roshan here. Yes, they will probably sneak it. And that mage will use the Ninja Call and the Strafe. So they should be able to take this.
Winter G? Yeah, there's the wave. I'm also wondering. Rush should die pretty quickly, and doesn't seem like MVP or there's the Sunstrike. Phoenix is ulti. Oh, this could be a massive
and Supernova plus the Haunt coming on the Chain Frost, bouncing around, doing quite a bit of damage to 4F, and the egg will go down to the Nature's Prophet first. Oh, he likes his eggs, and there's 2. It is the Spectre will kill off Witch Doctor, but now Doom is gonna fall as well. It's gonna be a 3 train. Now Nature's Prophet dying out. 3, they're going to go for a bit more AO. Kyo, Cold Snap, maybe gonna try and kill. MP gonna go down to AO, and now Kyo stuck in the middle. And everything blast, catch him just as a tip. It's gonna be a 5-for-4 trade, and they will get Roshan to boot.
Oh man, and Spectre is
everybody's like, oh, you made a mistake. Yeah, Sunstrike, Raven dies. Poker. God. Good right now. As all these buybacks are coming out, they really need minds, and MP just kind of just standing there for a while, saying, haha, hit me. Now here comes Dubu to the party. It's a trap, but now the Treants are kind of exposing them. AO is back to the party as well. Heavy has a dive. Death Ward coming out. Look at it go. Damage. Take down. Doing quite a bit of damage to Winter G and AO. Kyo is back to the party as well. Winter G. All these TPs are coming in, and they've definitely extended their stay. And Roshan is still up. This is with MVP.
And the level of play here is just so high from both teams actually. Initially that rush, the Phoenix jumping in and using the ulti, I think if Phoenix got the high ground it could have been different, but TNC just remained calm. They won the fight. The fact, okay, this Lich is gonna be dead, this is gonna be a dieback, but the really big play there though is MP buying back on his Ember Spirit. Like I think that's a play that very few teams would make, but recognizing that Invoker's got Sunstrike, Ember's got a Remnant in there, you buy back, you go in, you actually take down the Spectre, and that leads to the fact that TNC can't finish the rush, that eventually MVP get the rush, where it looked very much like, hey, TNC want to fight, they're getting rushed, and it's a big decision to make at that stage, Ember Spirit to buy back and go for that move, and absolutely works out, but I don't think we can like understate how high level that kind of play is, how high level that decision is from MP.
True, I mean at the same time, all those buybacks and dieback from TNC supports, AD screws up the economy so much that you look at the net worth, it dips so much in favor of MP. I mean if you got the Roshan, the situation would have been salvaged, but MVP get it as well. They get the T, all map control. Pretty much limits the options and space for T right now because I mean you got 2 Wave Bands in the crew.
I mean the fight was a big win for TNC before they tried to finish the rush and the Ember brought back. That's the thing. Spectre had lived through like 3 or 4 kills, and that's where you want a Spectre always, like just being in the fight from start to finish, not dying, being around for lots of kills. But yeah, you win a fight, you see a rush on like red HP, how are you not gonna try and finish the rush? I don't really blame them for it, to be honest.
Game is just tough. Sam H, he'll be the one to go and Orchid. It's not the Clinks. The Clinks is too far from any item in game. Desperate for a bit of damage. That's what the bands are for, and face boots. Buy a Shadow Blade, so this just much sneak up on the Clinks and get solo kills if need be.
Yeah, he didn't buy mech before that. He bought the Blade Mail. So they don't have the mech, but they've got the Voodoo Restoration, and the Blade Mail makes them very, very difficult to fight actually. This like it hurts all of the heroes on TNC. Like makes it hard for them to fight into him without taking a lot of damage themselves.
The Ember is 16 minutes and he has the Claymore at the ready. And oh, he actually gets the chain still up onto Raven. You know, Sunstrike coming out. But yeah, 17 to 14 right now. Pretty even, but it just feels like TNC, they're just losing mental strength. They're just not as calm as before. As he just outplaying them in like the past 2 to 3 skirmishes.
I don't know if I'd go that extreme. Like there was the fights at bot lane where I definitely agree that's the case, but the fights at Rush, TNC were surprisingly calm about it, and that's why they won it initially. I thought it's like they got jumped by the Phoenix and they just stood their ground. They won the fight. It's
will go for that as well. Sorry to interrupt, and there we go. One more shockwave, gonna beat him off. So level 4 Sunray doing a ton of damage, and that just means that Ember's alone at the top lane. It's a great place to be, and give a Remnant back. Chain's catching onto him. Any more help? Yep, he's gonna ram them back. They found him inside the trap. Teehee. Try and Remnant for again MP chasing him, and now he's gonna go back, but he has no more mana. Haunts Raven immediately, no hesitation, shifts in, and he's right click MP down. Wave Vector's gonna get that last pick thanks to the wave.
That's another kill. Yeah, it's another kill that your Spectre's involved in, but yeah, you're right, it does open the middle lane. MVP, you're gonna get a tier 1 of that.
Right, so you lose a mid T1, but you know you get that. It's 1000k, 1000.
And they got a tier 1 as well. At the
Oh,
top
they did.
lane.
Okay. So that's pretty big for the Clinks.
Yeah, I mean,
1,300
this
gold.
is the story of the game. Remember there was a stage where we were discussing like who's more nerfed, Clinks or Invoker, who's going to take longer to come back into the game. And this is what I was talking about. Invoker gets to Midas and then just like very easily with the Forge Spirit and the Midas farms his way back into the game. Look at him now, he's like twice the net worth almost of the Clinks, and they were both more or less as nerfed right at the beginning of the lane stage. But Clinks is a hero that just wants to be on time, wants to get the early level 6 and exert that pressure on the map, be involved in early kills and not fight from behind. And speaking of Clinks, okay, Doom doesn't have...
Oh, do you have Doom? Yeah, he doesn't. A little bit of cancel Sunstrike. Oh, the creep's gonna share the damage and actually get a nice Satyr. So anyways, not... Yes, 30 gold for the Sunstrike. Anyways, you look at MP, very close to the Battle Fury, middle lane. I think TNC, they need to start participating more like enforcing these fights, because every time the Haunt comes off cooldown, they definitely need to try for these tiny pickups here and there. And Spectre is the most farmed hero, but he still isn't big enough to the stage where he can just go around ports in the back line, especially heroes like Febby. And
yeah, I mean, it's very difficult. If you're TNC in this game, you're falling further and further behind passively with the farming game, but you don't win fights necessarily. So yeah, pickoffs would be nice, and again that's where we go back to Clinks, because that would be the Clinks is meant to run around fighting people, and then Spectre and Fiora come in and help for the pickoff, but Clinks has just been so far behind and recovering. So this is like, honestly, I don't think Tihi's ever had such a difficult start to a game as this hero. I've always seen him dominate with the hero, and the adjustment that's had to be made is held them back.
And okay, I'm just kind of curious. I'm just wondering what items he goes. Like a BKB, would you go for the Desolator? I mean, it's okay, but you look at the Doom rolling in cash. Top of the net worth actually higher than everyone else on his team. That's probably the Shivas instead, so that it counteracts. And I'm just very worried on what TNC can how to respond to this to itemize this game. They're still trying to go for the Orchid coming up onto the Nature's Prophet. He can buy now, but they really need to be able to kill off MP. Good chance they can. Ready to go. Yep, they have it at the ready. They're waiting for the TP. And I believe they might even commit the Haunt for this as well.
Yeah, they will. They definitely will, and they will get the kill.
Damage. Silence. There we go. He doesn't have a Manta Star or BKB. They will get the kill. So very nicely done. And they even saved the Haunt.
Choosing not to use the Haunt. I guess the Haunt is useful to keep for fights. I just thought they want the Spectre involved in the kill to get the gold and push the tower, but I guess they consider the possibility of taking another fight after with the Ember Spirit dead, as they push the tower. Yeah, it's a nice pickoff, but the concern that I have for TNC is you're up against a team that has 3 Midases. It's like at Doom, which has the Devour, and they're just passively growing so much. The Ember Spirit, like, you just gotta kill him, and he's not quite at his Battle Fury yet. When he gets that, he's also gonna be farming well. And just the way the passive economy scales for MVP is so much better than TNC, that I feel like TNC have to be the ones forcing fights, but they're not quite strong enough to win the fights. Just they're sort of stuck between a rock and a hard place where they can't catch up passively, but the active parts of the game are very difficult, like tactically, for them to get into the right position where the fights kind of favor them.
I don't think it's so much like right now they've just guess this is good in case, you know, they will find it just Wild Doom, who has been roaming around. I mean, forever. Gotta hand it to him. He's been really doing gem. He's gonna walk all the way and maybe finding himself into the enemy's team. Nah, I think they have plans for something else. As TP heads to the bottom lane, the Nature's Prophet comes in. I think they definitely MP off again here.
Yep.
Plan. Silence maybe and the strafe. Oh, doesn't have time for the remnant. That was really close as well, as MP will die here. Done for Nature's Prophet and Tihi. So this is nice because I think one of the is that when more towers are taken by losing control, it just means you're able to just map yourself and easier to get these pickups, especially against a hero like the Ember. So this is gonna keep happening for the next like 5 minutes until BKB or Manta start.
Yeah, I mean, he's still trying to desperately finish his Battle Fury. It's going to be a long time before he gets one of those items unless he's involved in kills. So the Ember, in some sense, is in a similar position to where TNC are. Like, what he wants to do on the map is just not safe for him to do. But at the same, MVP at the same time might just be okay with that. They might not mind so much. Look, our Ember's being shut down, but everyone else is just constantly growing, and we're still maintaining our lead. In a sense, what I'm saying is that both teams are kind of getting off the map the most they can get off the map, doing what they can. Tihi's gonna find Dubu, but there's a Ghost Scepter there that's not even worth the try, I think. MVP will want, they'll definitely want their Ember to stop being picked off. And actually they're just gonna include him in a proactive move now. They're going for a gank. I mean, if this is overall, they should be stronger to take these kind of fights.
I mean, I guess one thing you can try, you can just consider is what you just put Dubu behind on. Just put Dubu behind MP. Really your best bet, or you put Phoenix behind. Just you can just keep alive longer, just sustain. Right now, Forever. Okay, he pops the Shadow Blade. They want to dive in the tower for this, but TNC they probably have an inkling of what's going on. The lanes are quite pushed in, and nowhere to be seen. So just gather the top lane. Done a casual remnant. They're just baiting around with MP.
So it's an interesting shift in dynamic where you see TNC kind of farming and MVP looking to get something done, although it's a team fight they want not to pick off, and Russian's going to spawn in front of them. TNC also saw that, right, because their treant was there. I don't know if they feel up to the challenge of actually going in for this fight though.
Doesn't look like it.
Yeah, it would be very tough for them. I think they want to. I think they want to. I just think it's very, very difficult.
Very difficult. Because right now he's positioned himself around. Now we go. We can see that Mr. Febby diving all the way up. Nova not coming out. Just pops the blaming a bit preemptive to G, and obviously MP. Oh, the steering does connect. They lose mid to G again.
Yeah, they're a bit indecisive there, TNC. You can see like their support's going a bit close. I'm not sure what the plan ever was meant to be though, like how they were going to contest it. I feel like they should just accept Rush is dead and not even go there.
So a bit tough as right now MVP with this Roshan look to claim high ground, or at least maybe just do some chip damage. Lane damage push in, and this is one of the perks of the I guess. Either push out the lanes again, reset the waves in their favor, and then they will try for high ground. Tihi, since he picked up the gem, I guess this is where they realizes, okay, I can't really get up close for these tiny pickups anymore. Phoenix is definitely becoming more of a threat as he's making his way towards BKB. Unless I'm wrong, he goes for like a Demonette. Dragonlance, yeah. And for I'm pretty sure he's gonna get that. Oh, we get the courier, and that's 3,800 at worth it. Pretty sure that was Shivas.
Yep, and he Phoenix will be going for BKB for sure, I think. But Invoker, look at that. Top of the net worth cure. And he was 0-2, he was like really pressured, struggling at the beginning of the game, and that's just Invoker things, this is the way this hero functions. It's not very often these days in professional Dota you see Invokers just sitting off farming. You use Alacrity, you use Forge Spirits, you use Midas, and you farm, and your involvement in the team fights is like just to use your Sunstrike. Sometimes you TP in, but you're always farming. So to come back is easy, whereas again, Clinks is that hero that wants to come back by making kills. It's much more pressure, it's much more difficult for him, and that's why we see him all the way down at the bottom of all the cores in net worth.
So we're 19 to 17, 27 minutes in. Net worth, like you said, I mean, on top, and he's gonna find he has Edge Orchid maybe. Yeah, he's gonna save it actually, knowing that QO kills, and now the Aegis is coming. And I think they're very happy with that. They're very content, getting a nice Aegis, burning it out, making sure it's not. So, and actually they will still clean up bench again.
Yeah, there wasn't really much to be done about that. I don't think there's any way Wins G could have gotten out there. I think it's a okay trade for them though, to get the Aegis for his life.
Yikes, and he's 0-7. Revenge is not having a good game. I mean, usually he dies so many times, but he's still getting the right steps off. I think that's okay. This is just plain.
He's got 10 assists, so he's been involved. You know, he's doing his job. I haven't seen him make any like absurd moves. The game progresses and the farm keeps favoring MVP. Like same thing it's been doing all game, and it's just that dynamic's kind of been set from early on because the Clinks got shut down and so TNC couldn't apply the pressure they wanted. It was possible for MVP to buy lots of Midases. TNC did the right thing to focus down the Ember Spirit a few times, but MVP's kind of adjusted since then, and it's difficult. It's a difficult game for TNC at this point. It's very far from out of their hands. Like they could win 1 or 2 fights and look very, very solid.
Oh, there we go.
Tough to do that.
Going on QO, and of course the Yo's gonna off that Orchid, but here comes Fabi. What's gonna go to DH and actually maybe kill up even Sahage here. But MP changes it to Raven, be a disaster as they want to hunt down this Ember over here. Phoenix, and we're gonna clean up Sahage. Still chasing for MP, done strike, and they're gonna share the damage out. MP still looking for a bit on the hunt, on the chase, and nice double steering chase onto Raven and AO. Remnant, and now TPing on the Forge Spirits. I think they want to keep on going, and will they find anyone else? Bench die again to the Invoker. Just that game for him. It's a 2 trade. That fight looked it looked okay, TNC, but they just couldn't kill MP. He was so mobile.
Yeah. I mean, they go for opportunity when they see it. Like I said, their route back into the game is probably through winning fights. So they have to try when they see an opening, and it wasn't that bad, all things considered. Like it's a win for MVP, but it's not so far away from TNC getting something done that you can't see why they go for it in that situation. But yeah, the game is getting harder and harder and harder for them. The items just keep coming out, the net worth lead just keeps increasing, and I'm not sure. It's gonna take, you know, some fireworks for TNC to pull us back.
MVP just need to open that in one time, and maybe then TNC have a bit better hold, just more money flowing into the economy. That's so tough. But Raven, even with the Fuse Blade Manta, it just boiled down. I mean, you saw MP and Ember Spirit, who they usually picked off, just so hard that he going on Invoker probably not the right idea. Maybe should have tried killing off the support or something first, because that pushing kept them alive long enough. Not to mention the debuffing that. Damage now going on QOs, trying for the searing chains, not really gonna swapping, can they kill him off? And this unmatched wizard jukes it. Actually, he's gonna be brought back down with the diffuser. Can they kill him off? Yes, they will. And now when they go around for MP, maybe they can trap it. He's gonna be fine. Icarus dive, wait to safety, and MP will just hit to the top lane to just push it out and get more farm. He is going towards the Manta Star, so this just means that the Orchid is gonna be of very little use.
That purge into action really nice, purging off the Yules, and Raven of course didn't have the purge before the previous fight, so maybe Kyo thought it'd be a bit safer if he got caught there.
Oh, now we're gonna see a Hunt come out, maybe they can else. Actually, what they're going straight for Dubu. That's Raven, that's a diffusal, but actually no, he's gonna shift away, and now they're gonna try and kill the egg. Can they kill the egg? I think they will be able to do this. It's doomed square. He's gonna die anyways, and Doom on in the middle, so many heroes, diffusal blade, it doesn't matter, and there we go, maybe they have something. Oh, change must cancel the team, it's got 4th trade!
And these are the kind of fireworks I was talking about that TNC need. I mean, it's not going to pull them back all the way, but these kind of fights, they get 1 or 2 more of them, and suddenly they look very, very good.
I think they need just 1 more of these kind of fights, and things will be much for them. And actually, it was my mistake, it wasn't a Shiva, it's a C on the Doom, and item choice. Yeah, okay, AC was not out of the question. It's a really good item, especially Clinks. Negates quite a lot of that damage. And MP's actually gonna pick up the gem.
The Shivas is also coming on the Phoenix soon. The big items are, there's no end to them, but TNC, the advantage they have is their kind of global positioning capability is that Clinks can get somewhere. Clinks is like max move speed all the time, and Puron and Spectre can get all over the map. We see some of that there. Kyo is gonna go down.
Did they kill Kyo? Yes, they will. Wrath of Nature cleaning him off, so kind of messing up. I like what they're doing right now is that they know that he's gonna use the use up. They keep the silence for him after he uses a fight.
It's just like this is literally the mobility of TNC means that we've seen it the whole game long. If MVP are split up, they can get picked off.
Has to be careful. That, and I think Hey, but here comes 4F. Trap. I mean, there's the haunt coming off cooldown pretty soon in 10 seconds. But stay tuned for this. I mean, decide to go for this. He's actually in range of tower true side, so it's probably not the best idea to stay there.
I think TNC want to fight if they can because Invoker's dead. Although he does have buyback, they could really get tricked into forcing a fight and then Q buys back and they lose it.
Oh, now we're gonna see the haunt Febby messed up the Icarus dive. Raven, yep, Diffusal Blade and the Gold Scepter are gonna kill him off. MP does kill off the Clinks, and now all the silence to boot. They're gonna get a kill, and it's gonna be another 4-for-1 trade. And actually, this could be a team wipe again. It's MVP. What are they doing? TNT stop. They wanted these fireworks, these miracle fights, and they are getting it. Second time in a row.
I mean, they go for a fight while Q is dead, right? It's because they picked him off early on, and Q now comes in. He wants to fight the zone, and that is not the play. I think he dies here too.
Not at all.
Okay, that's a very impulsive move, thinking, oh, you'll just throw out all your spells and kill everyone. But I actually thought that Q was gonna buy back. I guess it got close enough to his spawn time that he didn't think it was worth it. It was like 20 seconds to spawn as the fight started, so it doesn't use his buyback. But his whole team gets wiped, and then as he spawns afterwards, he dies as well. And TNC are completely back in this game now, if not, you know, getting close to being ahead. I want to say.
Febby does hit a supernova. Yeah, okay, they will kill off the support, but that's still a ton of damage being done. Actually, they almost bring down the tower, and they're still in the chase. Tornado's gonna come out, it's not gonna connect. Sam Page runs to the south, and he's gonna TP out.
Yeah, and Sam could buy the entire Hex if he wanted. He wouldn't have buyback, but that's all. And in the meantime, there's gonna be a full Radiance coming out onto Raven out of basically nowhere in just the last few minutes. You know, it's a surprise. I'm the most farm person in the game. I've got an entire Radiance.
34 minutes, but still a pretty good item. I mean, I was wondering when he get it, because he went play. The question. I mean, it's really good as well against like the Doom. And
it probably wasn't his plan. Like I honestly think that he wasn't planning to go for the Radiance, and then all of a sudden he just had so much gold that how could you not buy it? It's you know, at this point it's definitely the right decision for him to make for sure. And MVP are the ones with the pressure on them now. Like I don't know if I'm ready to say TNC are ahead, but just the way that the flow of the game has been for the last 5-10 minutes, it's very much against them. And MP,
oh, look at the top lane.
Could get hexed here.
Gonna go all the way back.
That's actually, you know, maybe poor execution from TNC. I think the Nature's Prophet can TP at a different position and guarantee getting the hex off.
I mean, also, he has the Manta style, so the Orchid wouldn't have been viable there. I was wondering maybe they would have tried for like a bait lane. You know, you just...
Yeah, but you don't need the Orchid, right? Because he has a hex.
I mean, I was thinking like, you let the Nature's Prophet TP in, then, you know, you go first, you just bait him out, and then that's when the cleans up at the Remnant. But, like, that's a bit too much to ask for. Anyways,
yeah, because then you need to know where the Remnant is. They did do it early on in the game, but if Ember Spirit's farming far up the lane and has a Remnant, like, back towards base, it's not going to work out, obviously.
So there we go, Raven using his illusion to farm these camps. He has the haunt at the ready, making it towards a lovely heart. By then, that's when I question what VP can do, because yes, they are so farmed, we haven't seen them accomplish as much as you would like. That's the questionable part.
Yeah, it's almost like, I feel like it's ended up being that the Ember Spirit being behind in farm has made them unsure about how they want to approach the game. And so they've been, I almost feel like MVP have been sitting for the last, I don't know, 15 minutes thinking, we need to just like keep farming, keep extending our lead, get the Ember Spirit back into the game. And they were extending their lead for a long time, but on every hero except the Ember Spirit, because he's not one of the Midas carriers. And I just feel like if you look at the way this team's used to playing, they'd be very comfortable forcing the issue, forcing fights a lot more if the Ember Spirit had more farm here. But without that, it's the other heroes are quite single purpose. You know, Witch Doctor's just going to throw some spells, it's got really nothing, he's the one that's not farmed. Doom can shut out one hero and then provide the aura. Phoenix has got, you know, this one thing, the ulti. There's not, Invoker's the only one that's kind of versatile in terms of contributes multiple things to the fight, and what they'd like to have is the Ember in that similar position where you can throw out lots of meaningful slides, and right now his slides are just not that meaningful.
One of the perks of having the Nature's Prophet go for the Orchid Benevolence at the same time. Here we go, we're going to see they're going to initiate a Winter G. He got haunted as well, showing up his fancy new Radiance. burn down the Doom and Dubu. MP gonna have Vintage at the side, but he's just supporting. Curry's gonna die in the middle of it, and Q gonna get brought down by He. Oh, Chain Boss coming out, doing quite a bit of damage for him. Gonna go down as well to the Spectre. It's gonna be one, and now Febby trying to use the stun. Not gonna do much damage. He's going overhead, so he's not gonna be there expecting triple kill.
That's the rush.
Yeah, that's rush.
Yeah, this time there will be no shenanigans. Remember,
oh, here comes MP again. Is he gonna Raven? Oh, he brings him very low, 80 HP. Close shave.
This is a huge risk by MP actually.
I'm not sure what Sam
is he gonna kill Sam?
Yes. Oh, 671 gold to 3.
Yeah. You know, I was just about to say it's not gonna happen this time. Ember Spirit can't stop them. Last time, remember, he bought back and remnanted in and stopped their rush, and it's kind of happened again. The Spectre was just too low. That's the thing. The Nature's Prophet had Hex ready. There's a Clinks and a Spectre, and you're thinking Ember Spirit can't do this alone. If he gets Hexed, he just dies. But he manages to get the important spells off without getting Hexed, and then the Nature's Prophet chases him and gets killed as well. So, I mean, well done. But, like, I've been spending so much time talking about how MP being underfarmed has been against the flow of MVP's plan and how they want to approach the game, but he's just, for the farm that he has, he's been making a lot of important plays in this game.
Has, and I mean, that's one of the perks of being an Ember against the Clinks. It's just the nature of the hero alone. I mean, his split push potential is always going to be there, and it's not like the Clinks completely outfarm him. He has 4k gold. What does he even buy now? I think he passes a gem to someone else, but it's all for the sake of getting that kill potential onto the Doom. Because Vintage's been just melting the fights. Who would he glitch? Maybe not. Actually, he might go for a Lincoln Spear over here, as he has picked up the ultimate or just a casual cloak. And it just feels kind of rough. This game is still dead even. Can't really tell this who has the winner or who has an advantage. So I'm very excited to see how this game is going to progress even more. As the Spectre, you know, once he picks up the heart, what does MVP do? They don't really have the physical damage to bring him down that easily.
Yeah, I mean, it's still very much about the initiations. For MVP, they want the Ember Spirit to get more farm, and they want to be getting off meaningful Dooms and Supernovas. While TNC, it seems to be afraid of a smoke gank and are giving up Roshan as a result.
That's not the play, unless maybe he somehow gets a random pawn, picks up Snatch of Aegis, but that's not gonna work. Real try for it, and oh, he doesn't get it, he tries to deny. He's gonna try to shift around in reality. Rip Spectre gets the kill on the Phoenix, he's still going on. Dead away, and MP. Oh, what a play from the Spectre is right now. You look at him, they're gonna get the Aegis on the Doom Panic, but he will clean up the Aegis. Quite low with the Hex. MP does die, needs one more click. Clinks is gonna get it, as Q is not gonna try to clean up Sam H. He will clean him up right there. But right about, meanwhile, Doom, they have Gem Vision, and you look at Raven. This Hawk gonna regenerate him back up very healthy. For F in between He and AO, they're cutting him around. The Blade Mill's not gonna do much, and Sunstrike doesn't really connect, and they're gonna keep on going for F. He is very tanky, but he doesn't have any more regeneration from the score stuff. Chain Frost is gonna keep him off, and that's pretty much about it. And they can't kill off MP when he does get out very, very narrowly.
Yeah, this time I feel like MP having to buy back is pretty bad for his team. Like, there really is pressure on his item progression here. He was getting close to his Daedalus, and I don't think it achieves that much. The rush is already done. Yeah, obviously they're hoping to get more out of it, but we see the strength of the Spectre at this stage in the game, that he was able to... The team was not nearby. Like, he initiated with one well before anyone arrived, and was able to get so much done with that. And again, I talk about the initiation. That's what MVP need to initiate. Like, do you see Doom used his ulti on Spec only like after the horn's finished, after he's running away, after most of the damage is already done, and that's kind of not good enough. You know, they need to be getting those Doom initiations, they need to be getting those valuable supernovas, and they need to be getting them before TNC start the fight. But again, we're talking about a team that's against the Spectre. Asking a team to get a good initiation against the Spectre team is very, very difficult, unless it's like on the Spectre itself, unless you're picking off the Spectre, because it's so easy for Spectre to just press the hotkey for ulti, and suddenly you can't get a good initiation.
If there's Daedalus, he may be thinking about jumping onto Dubu or somebody. Actually, he may just find Dubu here. There we go. Yep, he's gonna go straight for it. And the Hex, actually, no, they got killed. Look at that. They're taken off the list. That's it. Tasty, tasty, tasty. Chase after Dubu. BKB is still on Dubu. He has Coconut if he needs to use it. But look at the damage. Oh, doesn't get a quick lead. But now we're going to see the buyback from the Invoker. The Horn's gonna come out at last. And Kyo's gonna... He's gonna maybe get the Sunstrike, doesn't really connect as Dubu getting destroyed by the Spectre, burned down. Now we're looking for it too. Doesn't get a Deafening Blast, gonna land onto Vinci and to AO. But now it's gonna get swapped out. Oh, Kyo. That Spectre gets a double kill. Wait for a bit more, and now we're gonna pause. What? No.
Are they? Do you know if they're still in Singapore? I know they went
No,
to
they're
Singapore
not.
for a while.
I checked.
Oh.
They said it was 2 weeks ago. Nah.
Okay, so they'll still be getting a, coming and going lag on Southeast Asia servers playing from South Korea. But this fight could be game ending. I mean, Doom and Witch Doctor are already dead, but Ember Spirits and Invoker both bought back recently. In fact, I think Doom is the only one on the side of MVP who still has buyback. Yeah, it's just him.
So rough right
So-
now because if TNC win this, they can pretty much just go down the middle lane and maybe try for the T2.
Are we gonna see
What they
some
have going
big
for them.
cheese play from Kyo though? He's he's holding cheese, and that could, he could bait quite a lot of aggression and maybe turn things around with that.
They want to kill MP. The Hex is up. Can they kill him up? They will kill the without your Ember Spirit. And now we're gonna see the Monty Raven. He's just walking around. Doesn't even care. It's AO. They need a bit more. They will the dieback.
That's the game.
This is the game.
That
right
should
there.
be the game. That should be the
Baby.
game.
Winter G low HP, doesn't matter. Actually, he's gonna die to the tower strangely, but still, now gonna try and break the backdoor protection. Desolate and this Idolus tower's just dead. They're just breaking the backdoor right now, and this will be the lane. Bench is gonna buy back. They don't care. Probably the GG right there. Scans. Oh.
Bench might as well buy back. I mean, yeah, like you're going to throw him because you know that the Invoker and this Ember Spirit can't buy back. And the other heroes, even if they all had buybacks, they're not going to be able to stall you. And the GG is cool.
Oh, TNC, they will beat MVP finals of the Beat series.
And hey, in the previous BTSC series, TNC won. They won the tournament. It was against MVP in the finals. This time it won't be, but this is a matchup that they're just getting the better of. I mean, they got knocked out of the Epicenter qualifier by MVP. That was the one we cast before, but even that one was very, very close, right?